We got a 434 score. Looks like an open auto loan.
Car Tour, Poor Edition. This is Chi.
All right, so as always, it's a mix of clips today. We're going to be looking at people trying to buy vehicles they probably shouldn't be, plus someone with $1 million of debt. And we're going to be looking at the interest on that, plus a few more.
All right, Dan, I got someone who submitted an app on that 24 Ram 2500. He's got 5,000 down.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. That's a good start. Let's take a look at what we got here. We got a 434 score. Looks like an open auto loan that's 120 days past due. He owes roughly $14,000 on. His original borrowed amount was $13,784. So riddle me that, So if there's any chance at all, he would have to trade it in, and I'm hoping that it has a ton of equity. So let's find out what that car is, and then we can kind of go from there and figure out if we can do anything here.
I'm not sure why you'd even consider another loan in this position. A 434 credit score, 120 days past due on his current loan. Maybe he's trying to buy something before the car he has gets repossessed? But that's just going to trap him into paying for 2 vehicles, because he's still going to end up owing on the other car.
All right, I just sent you the trade info.
All right, let me take a look. So he owes, we know, roughly about $15,000. Let me appraise this car. Looks like an old Compass with very high mileage. Dude, I'm at like $4,000 on this car. So he's $11,000 upside down. He has $5,000 down, which is nice, right? But on top of being 120 days past due on his $13,000 auto loan, he wants a $40,000 truck now. I mean, listen, I've seen crazy things happen, but if I was a betting man, this is likely not going to get done. But again, he submitted an application. We owe it to him to submit it to the banks and do everything we can to get a deal going. But this is an impossible scenario. I'll submit it and I'll see what we got.
With a score that low, it's safe to assume he's in some serious debt, not just the car loan. When I was struggling to pay my bills because of debt, I wanted expensive things, I wanted to spend, I wanted a new car. But things changed. I paid down my debt. I started making better money, and I stopped wanting all of that. Now I just see that stuff as a way to lose money.
All right, Albert, I was obviously correct on this one. No one is even close to biting on it. Like, it's not even getting countered with like X amount down, or it's just red X's on every single bank that I submitted it to. So, like I said, he's got almost every negative factor going against him. Poor credit, upside down, $11,000. He wants a really expensive car. He's only got a little bit of money down, not even half the negative equity. He wants it shipped. He's got bad. I mean, it's a really, really, really impossible scenario. And quite frankly, I don't know why he would want to go from a bad scenario to a far worse scenario, or why he thinks it can be done, I guess. So unfortunately, you're going to have to kill this one and on to the next one.
It's a good thing he got turned down, and hopefully he doesn't keep looking. Because if he does, eventually someone is going to approve him. And he's going to have a high monthly payment with a massive interest rate that he clearly can't afford. It makes no sense to stop paying on a vehicle and try to finance another.
I just starting to tow a lot. I recently got a jet ski, and I'm looking for something that's able to tow it. Right now, I've been borrowing my brother's truck. He has a big heavy duty. I'm thinking I just need to get one myself instead of continuing to use his.
You have a big trailer with like 10, 15 jet skis on it? What are we talking here?
No, just one jet ski.
Just one jet ski. Is it like in a toy hauler? Do you have bags of cement on the trailer with the jet ski?
No, it's actually not a very big trailer. It's a pretty small trailer, just for one jet ski.
If all you're towing is a jet ski, have you looked at any other options other than just the 1-tons?
Well, I was kind of thinking I'd need a 1-ton for towing this.
When are you going to be available to come in here?
I could maybe be in tomorrow.
I think what we should do is bring the jet ski down here. We'll put it behind a few different truck options so you can see how it feels behind different vehicles. Then you can actually figure out what you need to buy.
A 1-ton would be a bit much. Most vehicles should be able to do it. I've known quite a few people have done things like this. They buy expensive toys first, then go out and buy an expensive truck to tow them. And those same people are always complaining about money. Most of them barely even get to use what they bought because they were working all the overtime they could just to pay for it.
Car Tour, Poor Edition. This is Chi. This compartment on the passenger side is where I keep all of the parts of my car that have slowly broken off over time. We got the mirror cover. I think this was part of my cup holders. More of my cup holders. I don't even know. These are my cup holders. Very functional, as you can see. This is how I play music in my car. Surprisingly, the stereo system and everything still works. A phone holder for when I'm driving around. Another phone holder for when I'm filming. I had to duct tape it down because it just was not staying. Here is my mirror.
It's nice to see someone showing off their beater. You don't see that too often. I've had a few vehicles like this. Things start to fall apart and it's just not worth fixing because it still does the job it's supposed to. As long as it constantly doesn't need major repairs, you're saving a ton of money compared to a monthly payment. And I bet the insurance is pretty cheap too.
Without the cover, the light stays on indefinitely, so I just had to tape it down. I put a coin here to keep it taped down better. These dents here are from when I was living in Minnesota still, and I spun off the road in a snowstorm and smacked into a fence. This siding decor piece of my car ripped off when I was driving on the highway one time and almost hit the person driving behind me. They had to like swerve out of the way. This part is also starting to peel off. I should probably like tape it down or something. My steering did go out over the summer, but I got it fixed, and luckily it was not too expensive to fix. She's looking a little rough, but at the end of the day, she gets me from point A to point B, and that's what matters.
Point A to point B, that's what matters. And that's also what a lot of people forget. It doesn't need to be the newest car. It doesn't even have to look good. It just needs to be safe, reliable, and fit your budget. Nobody cares what you're driving. Nobody is even looking at you.
Pay off debt with me in 2026. Our total debt is $1,060,578.58. We have 5 credit cards, $730.86 on the first one, $5,640.92 on the second one, $9,438.38 on the third one, $11,859.25 on the fourth, $16,720.32 on the fifth one. I have about $46,000 in debt on student loans. For about $26,000 of the debt on the student loans, I do qualify for the public student loan forgiveness.
Over $1 million of debt. That's $44,000 alone just in credit card debt. I wonder how anyone gets this deep. You would think when you hit a certain number, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 of debt, that you'd start seeing a problem. But they've taken it to the extreme.
I've just been waiting almost a year now for them to process my application, so we'll see how that goes. We have a boat loan for $118,492.62. Home equity line of credit for $135,944.84, a business loan for $208,667.03, and then our mortgage is $507,166.96. My goal for the 2026 is to pay off about $100,000 in debt. So give me a follow and help me reach my goal by supporting me. Thank you.
Her goal is to pay off $100,000 of debt in 2026. A great start would be to sell that boat. It would clear up 10%. Now, we don't know their income, but this is something that could stick with them for their entire life if they're not careful. Hopefully this makes someone watching feel a little bit better about their situation, because it can always be worse. Now we'll take a look at the amount they're paying in interest.
Okay, you guys, some of you have asked about the interest that we're paying on our debt. So I broke it down for what we paid in January. I paid this credit card off in January, and there was no interest paid on it because we pay it off every single month. Credit card 2 was $67.34. Credit card 3 was $79.84. These two credit cards have part of the balance is 0% interest, so the interest is not as high as it could be. The fourth is $275.11. Credit card number 5, $140.18. Our boat interest every month is $830.26. The HELOC $895.27.
They're paying more in interest than I spend on all my living expenses. And I'm not talking about their house. That's a different kind of debt. That's money going out every month just because they didn't save up and pay cash. That's money that could be going into saving or investing instead.
SBA loan is $595.91, and my student loans don't have any payments due. They're actually in deferment, but they are accruing interest. So I did make a payment this month just to cover some of that interest that's been accruing. It was $456.19 for a total of $3,340.10. If you multiply that by 12 months, it's $40,000 a year. If you want to add the home loan onto that, our home loan interest is about $1,270.54, making the total in a year in interest, if we were to pay these debts and not pay any of them off, it would be $55,327.68.
That is an incredible amount to be paying in interest every year. There are probably a lot of people watching and that's their entire income. And that's just being thrown away. All of this should be avoidable if you live below your means. It's not always about making more money. It's about keeping what's coming in.
Go spend your money. Yes, I cannot believe I have to remind some of you out there, to go and spend. Remember, what you can do with money, you can give it, you can save it, and you can spend it. And those of you that have worked hard to, yes, be on a frugal budget, you've gotten out of debt, you have your emergency fund, like you are moving and shaking, but you're at the point that you have margin and you end up actually hoarding money beyond saving. And all you're doing is just that. Live your life with an open hand, which means you're going to be generous and give and also spend and enjoy it. So for those of you that are not saving up for an emergency fund or getting out of debt because you've done those things, spend some money. Yes, this is me giving you permission to spend and enjoy. On budget, obviously.
This is one of the things I need to work on more. I don't spend very much. When I get paid, it all gets divided up and goes into different accounts, from checking to savings to different investments. I give myself a small amount that I can spend on whatever I want, but I never end up touching it. A lot of the time it's because I tell myself I don't need it, or to wait and think about it. But I think I might have taken it a little bit too far. And I might even buy myself something today, because I can't remember the last time I did. If you want to see more, you know what to do. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.